Was the Revolution of 1848 important in Europe? Europe had a number of revolutions, starting from France in 1789 and then again in 1830 and then in 1848. It is to be seen that the Revolution of 1789 started from France and had very little effect outside of France. Although many other countries and people in Europe admired the demands of the French people for a republic, for democracy, and for the end to the power of absolute monarchy and the powers of the church and the nobles. In 1830, the revolutionary spirit again rose in France and also had some little effect in other areas like the Italies and the Germanys, but there was no practical result. In this respect, the 1848 revolution has been called by some historians as the first major European revolution that spread outside of France. It was a big upheaval, starting with the February 1848 revolution in France and then spreading to the Germanys and Italies and also to Austria and other parts. In France, the Second French Republic came into being and removed the so-called citizen king Louis Philippe and brought in the new Constituent Assembly and a new elected president, Louis Napoleon Bonaparte. But within a few years he ended the republic and declared himself as Emperor Napoleon III. Thus, the conservative reactionary forces there once again defeated the liberal forces of change. In Austria, of course, because of the Austro-Hungarian Empire's strong conservatism, there was little chance of success for the liberals, and they were easily suppressed, although they did make protests and demands for change from the old systems. In the Germanies, the leading kingdom of Prussia had earlier started the Zollverein customs and economic union, wishing to bring together the diverse states under one common umbrella. But the intention of the Prussian king and his advisors was certainly not to bring about democratic reforms. They wanted to eventually unite the German states into one Germany under Prussian domination. So they also did not allow the liberals and republicans in Germany to succeed in their protests and demands. A big assembly of German liberals and nationalists did meet in Frankfurt, but to no avail, and this assembly dissolved and met with failure by 1849. The Italies came closest to achieving some measure of success in 1848. They had some revolutionary leaders like Mazzini and Garibaldi to lead them, and also an astute politician like Count Cavour as Minister of the Kingdom of Piedmont Sardinia. And in the north, they were able to initially challenge and defeat the Austrian occupiers. And they were also able for a short time to defeat the Papal States and forces and restrain the Pope and take over his kingdom, especially the capital of Rome. And they also challenged the power of the Kingdom of Naples and Sicily in the south. However, due to some weaker sources and lack of full unity between the Italians, ultimately, they also failed to fully achieve their dream of a liberal and united Italian republic. And of course, by 1849, the Kingdom of Piedmont Sardinia, ruled by King Victor Emmanuel and advised by Count Cavour, and with a developing constitution and economic system, became the central focus for future Italian unity. If we analyze the 1848 revolution in Europe, we see it was strong and popular, and the effects were visible in many parts of the continent. However, due to various reasons, the revolutions failed in all parts. Yet, at the same time, we cannot say these demands and ideals of 1848 failed completely, because, as one writer said, quote, "The year 1848 planted the seeds for the future of Europe. How? Actually, by inspiring the people of Europe to struggle further and carry on their dreams and ideals for liberty and unity into the coming years. We can see that after 20 years or so, Chile would once again struggle for unification, and by 1870-71 it would achieve this. In the same way, the Germanies would also unite by 1870-71 under the Prussian leadership into one Germany. The map of Europe would be modified and the shape of modern Europe would emerge. So, if we look at the 1848 revolution in this light, we can say it was of great significance and importance, and the dreams of 1848 would be to a large extent realized within a generation. Thank you.